Hello, hello, everyone. Wonderful people with a joyful mind. Welcome to my channel. My name is Yogesh Dhruv, and I'm a mindfulness coach. And I'm very happy and excited to see you all here joining my channel. And we are going to share experiences, life experiences, and see that I can share some value today. So today's topic is how to be peaceful in the face of a conflict. So topic is how to be peaceful in the face of a conflict. Okay, so I'm going to share three different methods today. Okay, so there are going to be three methods, and we'll go one by one. And I'll also give you some example, my personal examples, so that you can also, get related to those. Okay, so the first one, first method I would say is when there is a conflict, right? When there is a conflict, what comes to your mind? Immediately the first thing comes is there is some kind of uncomfortable feeling. There is a resistance. There is kind of a fear, anxiety, that what will happen in that conflict situation, what will happen to me, to my family, to my business, to my other staff members. If you are working in a job, then maybe what happens to my job, will I lose the job or not? So whatever is the conflict, so first of all, the we really have to understand what is that conflict about. So when there is an anxiety, when there is a fear, so what I do is ask a question that what is the fear? What will happen in that conflict? Ask that for three times. What happens then? What happens then? So let me give you an example. Okay, so we have a one of the like large customers. So I have a business, so where we have some customer, and customer had an issue about a product, and that product was not meeting their requirements, and then he actually ordered, and he placed an order, and putting developing the tools to produce the parts. So we manufacture them as per the tooling and as per the drawing which he had accepted, or he had accepted that this is the way we are doing. So we produce the parts, like thousands of them, and then supplied to him. He Before we started, he said, okay, we will send you the samples. You test the samples. He checked the samples and then accepted as per the drawing. But what happened is actually the drawing and the samples, he did not match them, and there was a misalignment in understanding from him. And so he said, well, this is not exactly the the product which I ordered. So there was a conflict about the product which was produced as per the drawing, because drawing is the basis for the production of tooling and also the production for the manufacturing of the parts. And there was a mismatch. So there was a disconnect, and we had a conflict, or there was. So first of all, so there was a disagreement. So always, I asked these three questions: that what is the conflict, or what is the resistance under the conflict? And I started writing it down, that there is a resistance. There was a fear that if we do not respond positively, then I will lose my customer. And he's like, I mean, a big customer. So, a lot of value for us in the business. So, there was a fear. So I wrote it down. Okay, we will, we might lose the customer. And then I said, okay, what happens next? If you lose the customer, what will happen? And then the answer came that once you lose the customer, then definitely there is going to be shortage in revenue. So when you don't get that revenue, you lose that revenue, your income will go down. And once that income goes down, then definitely, the profitability goes down. Then what happens next? Another question. Okay, if the income goes down, if the profitability goes down, then what happens next? So the question again, what happens next? And then what will happen is that, we will have to, like, we lose that customer. And then, if that happens, there is going to be a big impact on our revenue and profitability. So um the, so what, I mean, you can always, like I had a lot of like fear. I can't lose that customer. But you see, the way I asked again and again, what happens next? And then the answer came that, okay, if that one customer goes away, that is not end of the world. You have other customers, you can get another customer, and you can also, get like new customers and replace that customer with another one. So it is not like end of the world, because there was a conflict. So this is one way. The moment I realized that, oh, there is a possibility that, there can be another customer. If that conflict does not get resolved, then there is another customer we can always have. So why get worries? Is that worries are really truthful? I mean, real? Is that real? Is the worry, anxiety, and fear, is that real? Or it is not? And I realized that the moment I realized that the worries, resistance, and the fear, what I had in the beginning, was not real. So the moment I say it is not real, that fear is gone. Once the fear is gone, immediately, I had a shift, and that shift immediately says that, um, that shift immediately transforms from the worries into peace. So there was peace in that moment when I got, that shift in my fears and anxiety. So that's the way, when you have that, ask 3 times why, that what happens next, what happens next, and what happens next. And then you immediately, get that into acceptance. Once you accept it the way that particular disagreement is, then that shift will happen and you get peace inside. So that is number one. Okay, I see Aldi there. Hello, hello, Aldi. How are you? So nice to see you here. Um, okay, so the second method in that conflict is, see, whenever there is a conflict, I always put that conflict in a perspective, because conflict is always about a situation. So whenever there is a conflict, there is a disagreement between the two parties. So we can break down that conflict into and convert it into disagreements. So when you put aside the conflict somewhere else and convert that conflict into disagreements. So you may have 1, 2, 3 disagreements. Okay, write those down. And then once you have the disagreements written down, then go next step is to find out the facts. No stories. So we can remove the stories, just find out the facts. So when you find out the facts and write those facts down, then you are very objective. There is we have to remove all the emotions out from the story. No stories and no emotions here. Be very objective about the facts and what is the truth. Write it down in a factual form on a piece of paper. Once you write those down, the facts, and then go to the root cause. What is the root cause? Once you say that this is the root cause, find out that root cause by asking why 5 times. So you have to say why, and why for 5 times and get to the root cause. Once you get to the root cause, and then you can always get to the corrective actions and corrective steps. So it is called RCCA, so root cause and corrective analysis, or corrective and preventive actions. So that RCCA is a system which can answer you what is the disagreement. So the conflict is out, it is a disagreement. And there can always be disagreement between, two parties. It could be in business, it could be in personal relations, it could be in, friendship or family, or, with colleagues, everywhere. So you can use this is a great tool by asking, first of all, differentiate that conflict and convert it into disagreements. Write down those disagreements, then find out the facts, put those facts, then see what is the root cause, corrective actions, and preventive measure actions. Once you do that, you will see that the whole conflict, which was so big, right, it was like an elephant. That elephant looks big, but how do you eat the elephant? By small bite. So when you put those conflict into smaller portions of disagreements, and then put it to the root cause, and then find out the corrective and preventive actions, immediately, the whole that conflict is turns out into very, uh, I would say, a very, very, you know, small chunks of those disagreements, which can be easily resolved. And once you realize that this can be resolved, easily, you get peace. You get very peaceful, and because now there is no worry or an anxiety in that situation, because you have made it in a very small bites which you can chew. And the moment you feel safe, you are feeling safe now. You are not having the worries and anxiety and overwhelm and that kind of fear. So now you feel more comfortable, you feel more relaxed, you feel more calm in all your actions then. So that becomes very peaceful. And I give you the example, one of our customer. So again, this is one of our customer. He had a big complaint about one particular product. And they had like hundred thousands of thousands of dollars of claim. And that claim really had like there was a conflict between us and them. And so we had like a conflict, and he came up, and then we said, okay, let's put that conflict aside, because let's see what are the disagreements here. So we bifurcated them into disagreements, into the smaller bites, and written it down, went deep into the finding the facts, doing the root cause analysis, and come up with the corrective and preventive steps. So the moment we did all those steps, we found out that, oh man, that disagreement is very small. It is not really big. So those thousands of dollars of claim just became like, few $100. So from thousands of dollars, so it was like, very big amount, to became such a small amount that it was not at all like it was so easy for both the parties to accept it, and without any disagreements. It was very easy as an agreement, and we could deal with it. So that the whole big elephant became like a small piece of a tail of a elephant, very small piece. So it became so safe for both the parties to accept and resolve it. So the moment that happened, it was so peaceful. So in spite of that big conflict of thousands of dollars and like thousands and thousands of dollars, almost kind of a $500,000 became small in, few $100,000, few $100, just like $5,000. So imagine that 500,000 to say $4,000 to $5,000, it became so easy to resolve it. So, and then it was so, and in the meantime, the relationship with that customer became so powerful. It was very strong relationship. Even after that conflict happened, our relationship became so stronger that they depend on us and we serve them in such a nice relationship. So the whole conflict was really as a good relationship opportunity for us, and also There was a good learning by doing this method and implementing them. So that is the second method. And the third method which we apply is, again, you see, that's once you do, like, we have, in our, let me give you the third example. So in the third example, I have my business partner, and that business partner, we had like conflict, we kind of a fight between, some of the opinions about the business. So he had one way of doing it, and I had another way of doing this. So, we came into that kind of a situation of conflict. And then I was, kind of worried and, having that anxiety and, distress. I could not sleep in the night, night, like, I would get up in the middle of the night and start, having those fears. So, what to do about this, and could not get sleep in the night. So, become unproductive during the daytime. So, how to handle this? This is really a stressful situation. So, this, what happened, that because I'm a mindfulness coach, in the mindfulness, I go into that, silence, and be in that silence. When you are in silence, you also, you close like all your five sensory organs. So you close your eyes, you shut down your mouth. Also, there is no, like, you don't get distracted by the outside world. So you are almost like closing your ears, and also there is no other activity, through your mouth or you other, so all the five sensory organs, so eyes, ears, your nose, your mouth, and the tongue, that's, and even your skin. So these are the five sensory organs. So you just sit down quietly, closing your eyes for, some like 15-20 minutes. Just see, how you can change your being, your state of being, when you are in that conflict, when you are in that disagreements, when you are in the anxiety and fear. Your state of being is in the survival mode. So either you can fight or flight. So, like, if there is a tiger in front of you, then either you can fight with tiger. If you have strength, you can fight with it, or you fly, or you run away. So, that is the way, because there is a fight or run away or fly. So in that situation, it is only survival. So there is only survival in that moment or in that situation, but you can't create. There is no creation happening. So that state of mind is not creative state. So when you are in survival mode, you are not creating anything. So you will be in fear, you will be in anxiety, you will be in resistance, and all those negative lower vibrations. So if you want to go peaceful, joyful, and excited and happy, you have to move from lower vibrations to the higher vibrations. Now that higher vibrations will happen in doing this practice of mindfulness, where you can convert all those fears, conflicts, resistances, everything and shift it to the higher vibrations. Once you are in that higher vibration, you are so joyful, you are so peaceful, and you are so quiet and calm. All the decisions, you will be in acceptance then. You will accept the situation as they are and then let it go. Once you let it go and surrender, surrender to what? Surrender to the universe. Surrender to, to the unified field. Surrender to all the, just surrender to the universal. And that universe has got a power. They have much bigger picture, and they can solve this like very, like very quickly, within no time, because they have the full picture, the much larger picture. So they can solve it with, because you only have, probably visibility of so much, maybe like, this much area, but that universe has got a large picture. So, which is wonderful, right? They, once the moment you surrender, and another thing, let go of your ego. Let go. Let go of your ego and see the miracles happen. And I have seen, in that with my business partner, the moment I surrender and let go, miracles happen. We have such a nice, after that, letting it go and surrendering it to the universe and just accepting the reality, and made a big difference. And the whole conflict and those fights and arguments immediately turned into that comfortable, relaxed, and peaceful moment. Our relationship has also grown so much, you can't imagine. He like talks to me regularly, I call, and we all have, very strong relationship, very peaceful and joyful. So there is no aggravation, there is no arguments, even if sometimes arguments happen, but it is still very, very peaceful and calm. It is not like, we are fighting with each other. So, yeah, the whole, that conflict turned into a peaceful relationship. Very happy, very excited, and, um, with lot of joy in that relationship. So I definitely, always handle this situation in a way, by this one of the three techniques or three different methods which I described today. In all these different situations, whether it is my business, whether it is my career or a job, like anybody has got career job in situation, or in your family, with friends, with your, other areas of your life, if you start, you know sharing, I mean, using these techniques, you will see the results. And yeah, I mean, definitely, if you have any other questions or anything, you can always reach out to me. This is my channel. If you like it, please share this channel with others, and you can subscribe to the channel as well. So yeah, thank you very much today, and I hope that these techniques and the methods are helpful, and you will able to use them and get some relief in your conflicts, and turn into the peace and joy in your life. So thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video. All right. Thank you. Bye.